Now here's the scale. I've already got it tiered, so it's set to about a quarter pound below to compensate for the weight of the plastic containers. Is that a pea? Alright, so today is, what is today, the 6th of June? Somewhere around June 6th. As you can tell from the brown, well, yellow starting to show up here on the pea vines. The summer heat starting to get to them. It's muggy. In a few minutes here, the sun's going to start coming up over the tree line there to the east, and it's going to get hot really fast. It's already muggy. We've got water just beating up on the skin just walking outside. Miserable, absolutely miserable to be outside during that weather. So we're going to hurry up and we're going to get these peas out of the rows. We're going to put them in sacks, bring them inside, and get the pods off the vines indoors where we have at least some relief. And I'm going to use the pruners to clip them off at the ground level, leave the roots in the ground because those have the nitrogen nodules in them. I want to keep the nitrogen in the ground for the squash that's getting ready to come up in the same space. Alright, let's get after it. Alright, so here we are in the cramped and terribly messy living room. It's a little bit cooler than it is outdoors. Alright. Got my little YouTube roll going there. Rolling some video while getting peas off of these vines. So we started out this morning about 6 in the morning. Getting those pea vines picked up and bagged up. We got 6 bags full. We're down to our last 2 bags and it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so we've been at this all day. Holy, a short person started out helping me and then she sort of quit and ran away to do her own thing for a while. She says she'll be back in time to help me shell them out. We'll see. We'll see. Kids these days, right? Oh, yeah. So, turning out to be about 3. Well, let's see. We had 7 plus 5.5. That's 12.5 for 4 rows. A little over 3 pounds per row. Got 6 bags worth, 6 rows to do. That'll be about 18 pounds. I've already got 2 pounds already shelled out and in the refrigerator. I put them there because I wasn't ready to start the drying process yet. These are all going to wind up being dried peas, except for the ones that, the ones are too small. The small ones will turn into thin flat ones. We'll make stir fry out of that. I'm not thoroughly exhausted tonight. That works. I'm not thoroughly exhausted tonight. I have some stir fry for dinner. So, so far I got 2 of these big 55-gallon bags full of pea vines. Of course, the vines are excellent, packed full of nitrogen. They'll make great compost. They're a little bit on the tacky side. And the reason that they're tacky is because of the aphids that were on them. The aphids didn't do any serious damage to the peas. These ones are all dried out. The aphids didn't do any serious damage because we had so many ladybugs working that they just kept them under control. But the aphids will secrete a sort of a sugary substance that they call honeydew. That's what the ants come around to get their hands on. And the ants in turn will protect the aphids, kind of like farmers protecting their livestock. Kind of an interesting process, but we have so many ladybugs that aphids weren't able to really do any damage. All these peas here, just end of life cycle, dried out. They're done. These are the Alaskan early, which I probably will not do any more of in the future. They're okay if you want a sweet pea, but for a storage pea, they're pretty much done by the time the pods fill out for a storage pea. So it's not that good. See, this one is still a little flat, so the peas inside are going to be tiny. That's not what I want for a storage pea. For a storage pea, I want larger peas. So going forward, we'll skip the Alaskan earlies and stick with something like the Lincoln. Alright. Now, if you guys don't mind, I am going to switch off the camera. I still have 2 more gunny sacks here left to process. Just pulling these peas off of the pea pods off of the vines. And I guess I'll catch you back up once I've got the rest of these pulled off of the vine. Alright, now I gotta get the AC back on. Burning up in here. Hey, so now that these peas have been laid out in the sun so they can dry in the pod for a few days, they are very easy to just open up the pods and drop the peas out. Just like so.
Compostables.
Of course, yes, these are the pods that are left behind are compostable, so we'll save those to add to our compost pile. Make a little space for them.
Just throw them on the ground. I'm going to grab another bucket. There's a bucket over there. Also hold it. Just make a pile on the ground.
So, it's a lot easier to remove these peas after the pods have dried. Where they're still fresh, they take a lot of effort to peel. Okay, these ones didn't turn out. Right, so here we are after just a couple of days of having the peas put out there out in the sun during the day to let them dry out in the pod. We've got the pods crushed up, and over here behind me I've got, well, let's see here. Well, I've got these tubs with the peas and the pods all together here. We're going to separate the pods and the chaff from the peas, and just give you an idea of scale. When they were fresh, this was 1 pound fresh shelled peas. It's about 1/4 of a quart dried. So to give you an idea of how many pounds of fresh peas it would be whenever we get these all sorted out. We're going to use the wheelbarrow and that big tray down there to get this job done. Let's get to it. Well, after running through once, we've got this. It still has a few husks left in it, but for the most part, they're cleaned out. Let's go ahead. Now we'll run through this one. Eventually we reach a point where we just some kind of a fan where we pour. Alright, so and eventually most of the chaff gets worked off and we're left with just dried peas ready to be stored. Alright, so at the end of it all we have 1, 2, 3, 4 4-quart jars, each containing about 4 pounds of peas. Well, there were 4 pounds when they were fresh. So I guess our final total for peas is 16 pounds. 16 pounds. Yay. Hey, that's all I got for you today. If you found any part of this video informative or entertaining, please hit the like button. Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Share the video, subscribe to the channel, bang the notification bell. Haha. And I'll catch you next time.